Donald Trump is a great guy to have on your side. He's daring and unpredictable. But if he plays for the rival team, then he can be a nightmare to deal with. Right now, many Indians would agree with that. They're wondering, is US President Trump on Team Pakistan? Take a look at the latest hint. Pakistan has struck a deal, and this is the government of Pakistan. They have struck a deal with a firm called World Liberty Financial. World Liberty Financial, that's a company. It's basically a cryptocurrency deal. The goal is to turn Pakistan into a South Asian crypto hub. Now, it's a confusing move, to be honest. Last we checked, the IMF does not give loans in Bitcoin. So why would Pakistan need crypto? And that's not the only suspicious part. Guess who owns this firm? Who owns World Liberty Financial, the company they've signed a deal with? It is owned by the Trump family. They hold a 60% stake in this company, the US president's family, his two sons and his son-in-law. How did they get this deal with Pakistan? Reports say it was pushed by Trump's special envoy, Steve Witkoff. He's a long-time golf buddy of the US president. With no background in policy making, he is now leading America's policy on Russia and Israel. His only qualification is that he's played a lot of golf with Trump. And this man, Steve Witkoff, struck a crypto deal with Pakistan, between Trump's family and Pakistan. Suspicious, isn't it? Especially when you look at the timing. This deal was signed after the Pahalgam terror attack. So the Trump family knew what was happening, and yet they went ahead. Their delegates met Pakistan's army chief and prime minister, and only after that was the deal signed. Like I said, it is quite fishy. Now add to that the US president's meddling. Donald Trump will not stop talking about Kashmir. He's in West Asia right now, and once again he boasted about mediating a ceasefire between India and Pakistan. Listen to this.
And by the way, I don't want to say I did, but I sure as hell helped settle the problem between Pakistan and India last week, which was getting more and more hostile. And we talked to them about trade. Let's do trade instead of do war. And Pakistan was very happy with that, and India was very happy with that. And how long have you been fighting? About 1,000 years. Oh, that's a lot. I'm not sure about that. I'm not sure about settling. That's a tough one.
The amount of ignorance out there. Like we've said before, the Kashmir issue is not thousands of years old. It dates back to 1947. Also, what's this obsession with trade? Kashmir is a deeply emotional issue for India and Pakistan. You think they would settle it over trade? Pakistan may need the money, but India is under no such pressure. Today, Foreign Minister S. Jaishankar made India's position clear. All dealings with Pakistan will be bilateral.
Our relations, our dealings with them will be bilateral and strictly bilateral. That is a national consensus for many years, and there is absolutely no change in that consensus that dealings with Pakistan will be bilateral.
That's a polite way of saying stay away. But knowing Trump, he won't. He is known for making such wild unilateral claims. Take trade, for example. Trump says India is offering zero tariffs to America, basically no tariffs on US imports. Just one problem though, India has not announced any such move or offer. Again, the clarification came from Minister Jaishankar.
Any trade deal has to be mutually beneficial. Any trade deal has to work for both the countries. And I think that would be our expectation from the trade deal. And until that is done, I think any judgment on it would be premature.
India says any judgment would be premature, but that is not stopping Trump. He's also threatening companies against making in India, companies like Apple. Apple was thinking about setting up factories in India. Trump's tariffs made China unsustainable, so Apple thought, why not make in India? But US President Donald Trump says he will not allow it.
I had a little problem with Tim Cook yesterday. I said to him, Tim, you're my friend. I treated you very good. You're coming in with $500 billion, but now I hear you're building all over India. I don't want you building in India. You can build in India if you want to take care of India, because India is the highest, one of the highest tariff nations in the world. It's very hard to sell into India.
In baseball, there are 3 strikes. Trump has used them up in just 1 week. First, he claimed credit for ending the fighting between India and Pakistan. Then he unilaterally claimed 0 tariffs from India. Then he warned Apple against making in India. And now we get news of his family striking a deal with Pakistan, which brings me back to my original question. Whose side is Donald Trump on? Personally, we know he's on the side of money. Look at his dealings in West Asia. Trump is taking a $400 million plane from Qatar. He's calling it a personal gift, but let's be honest, it is a bribe. And this Pakistani crypto deal is not very different. Many experts in Pakistan say it doesn't make sense at all. Let me quote from an article in the Dawn newspaper. This is what it says. Pakistan's rapid embrace of digital currencies appears to be a leap before looking. It appears to be driven by a desire to mirror the success stories of other emerging markets rather than by a clear-eyed assessment of its own regulatory readiness. They're saying Pakistan is not ready for this. So Pakistan is in a sudden hurry to embrace crypto even though it's not ready. And they have entrusted the Trumps to do it. But that alone does not explain the American policy. They have long-standing ties with Pakistan, the Americans, ties that date back to the Cold War. Even today, Pakistan is a major non-NATO ally of the United States. There's a cozy relationship between Pakistan's generals and America's deep state. And indications are that that won't change. So it's up to India to respond. Should India rethink its ties with the US? Well, not necessarily. For starters, India is not looking for an alliance with Washington. India is looking for a mutually beneficial relationship. Sort of like no strings attached. Secondly, we must contextualize America's position. They have always intervened to bail out Pakistan in 1971, in Kargil, in 2019 Balakot, and again last week. The only difference? India-US ties have improved significantly since then. So politicians and the public had higher expectations from the US. The truth is, we shouldn't have. America has always been a shaky partner. I'm sure the Indian leadership knows this well. The solution is not to make a U-turn. The solution is to be more careful. For example, India is looking for a 5th-generation fighter jet. We want to buy a 5th-generation fighter jet. We have proposals from the US and from Russia. But should we entertain the American proposal now? Can we trust them to supply technology when we need it? These are questions that our leaders must think about. Because Donald Trump will come and go. But can we trust the US establishment? At Firstpost, we are choosing to hold on to accuracy. That means we won't always be first. We may not get you your breaking alert. But what you will get is what we owe you. And that is the truth. Verified, checked, and cross-checked. We rely on sources and verified ones. After all, that's what separates a journalist from a loudspeaker. But sometimes even we miss a beat. And when we do, we will tell you. Like yesterday, we ran visuals from a registered news agency. That visual turned out to be fake, so we are taking accountability. And from now on, we will cite the source of every visual. Every picture, every video that you see on Firstpost will have a source mentioned. That is our commitment to you. We will wait, we will verify, we will ask again, and only then will we tell you. No noise, no panic, just the facts. Because right now, that is what the country needs most.